back to another episode of SPL Social, and we're doing the fans for the next couple of weeks. I'm so happy to be joined today by the Hougang Hools. As you guys know, they are one of the most passionate fan groups in Singapore Premier League. You see them at almost every game, and of course we're actually right outside Jalan Besar Stadium today because of course we're going to be going for a Lion City Cup in a bit. But in the meantime, I'm joined today by Merv as well as Sal. Thank you so much guys for taking the time to join me.
Yeah, thank you for inviting both of us.
Pleasure.
Guys, you got your official. Is this your official shirt?
This is an old time already, but then it's one of our official shirts.
Okay, yeah.
We have a subgroup within Hougang Hools called the Crazy Six. There's not six of us, there's many of us.
Oh wow! Okay, the most important question I've always wanted to know is how did Hougang Hools get started? I hear a lot from the players, from the club about you guys. Everybody always talks very highly about how you guys are, but I want to know the story about how it started.
Generally, we started not being prominent, but we just want to give our vocal support, the semangat that we were lacking in 2010. We got together first in 2010. I can tell you the date, 24th July 2010.
That's my mom's birthday, 24th July.
Alright, by the way, a pre-happy birthday to Martin. So, and we wanted to get together after having gotten together in pubs to support Manchester United. That's where I met Sal.
So both of us were Man United fans. Yeah.
Still Man United fans?
Somehow now our support is winning, not because of them not winning. It's because it's just the Glazers. Yeah, it's just the Glazers. I mean, a lot of things are not doing well, and also the recruitment is getting quite poor as years go by.
For me personally, I just felt that after visiting Old Trafford, I was actually inspired by the local support at the reserve games. And I felt that, hey, it is the small teams that need this groundswell of support, this organic support. So we brought back what we learned in pubs singing their songs. We started singing Manchester United songs. You and I, United are the team for me. That kind of songs.
So wait, just to clarify, you guys also were born or you live in Hougang or why Hougang?
I have never lived in Hougang. Basically, I started off living in Woodlands when I started support Hougang. Then I moved to the west, which is now further than Hougang. But the good thing is, we still miss our home ground, Hougang. I don't know why we suddenly moved here, but hopefully one day we'll get our own home ground back.
Yeah, my story is I lived in the West for all my life, 45 years of my life. 2 years ago, I moved to Hougang. And of course, partly it's because my daughters go to school near Hougang, but mainly because I also wanted to support my hometown team. 1 year later, of course, they moved out of my stadium. So.
I just want to ask you all, are you all happy with Hougang this season? I mean, they finished 6th overall in the Singapore Premier League. Not the best of seasons. Of course, they won the Singapore Cup last year, but overall, how much would you rate their performance out of 10? Sal? For
me, I think it's 5. With the players they have, I think we can finish better. It's just that I'm not so sure about what their recruitment, because basically we didn't have our point of attack this year. It's basically spread within 3 players. We played 3 up front, and one thing is the season was ruined by the first round. We basically only won once and we lost 8, I think. Yeah, so after that, when Marco took over, things went back, but there are some times, like the recent 8-2 defeat by Lion City Sailors, I think they could do better. Yeah, so overall 5, but I know from the fact that last season Hougang also didn't do well, but then after the AFC Cup, they managed to, they managed to gather all their strengths and finish, give us our dream. Our first silverware. Yeah. So hopefully the same thing happens again.
Well, my take is I think Hougang has regressed back to what we were before. Of course, we had picked up since our days of finishing at the bottom consistently to being a mid-table team until a time when we started to become promising because we had a solid financial status. But we had regressed since then to become a selling team. We let go of our best players because there are other teams, whether it's a rich local team. Let's not name
basically we can't be like the team from Bishan. we don't have enough money. I heard some of our players join them because we can't really pay whatever the Bishan team pay them. So I'm hoping that one day, we become, as similar as them or all the teams. So we have, we have the same challenge. It's not like, the Scottish League or the Malaysian League now, where JDT is, leading and everyone else are just picking up the scraps. So hopefully, as time goes by, for the next 2 years, hopefully all the teams will have the same, the same team. The same players, the same type of players.
Before I call in your two other friends, I just want to ask you all, we've been talking to a lot of Hougang players recently. Do you have a standout player, at least one who stood out for you this season, a favourite player, Sal, for you?
For me, obviously it's Christian Trichek. And I'm hoping that Kiki, please turn to Singaporean. If I will make sure you become Singaporean, please. But
he is very
of course
local, actually.
Yeah, of course you need to have you need to have the interest to be Singaporean. So hopefully, Kiki, I want you to be a Singaporean. Yeah. Even though you're 30, but you're still a good player.
Naturalized Kiki.
Yes. That's of course my wish too, but I also want to have a shout out to Nasrul Nazari. Ever since leaving Lions, the Young Lions, he had come to us and stayed with us.
Yeah.
He's
fun fact, he's 4 games away from being the record appearance in Hougang. So the recent holder is Lau Meng Meng, who had 183 games. So he's on 179 right now for Nas.
Loving the stats.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is actually what I like to see within our local football. Of course, players will come and move around, but generally, I like to see core players forming I call it a loyal base. Yes, I'm aware that sometimes fans follow teams, sometimes fans follow players, but having a core local player squad sometimes tend to promote this loyal fan base, which is what I like to see.
Which is what you guys are doing at Hougang Hools. Fantastic.
Yep.
All right, I just want to say, Sal, thank you so much, as well as Murph. And I still want to speak to some of your fellow comrades, so I'm going to call them up now. And of course, do continue to support local football. We need more like you guys.
Yeah, no problem, man. We are still around. So anybody who's interested, in supporting Hougang, join us, man. You don't need to sing first, but just join us. Eventually, you'll be like me. I wasn't an outspoken person, but then, as time goes by, I become more outspoken. I become more active.
Hougang Hools is a way of life.
It's a way of life. I love it. All right, thank you so much, Merv and Sal. And of course, guys, we're still here with the Hougang Hools. We are joined once again by 2 more members, Shaf as well as Mervin, or Martin. We're joined by Martin and Shaf from the Hougang Hools. All right, guys, I want to ask you all, what made you fall in love with Hougang?
For me, I stay Hougang. One day I just go down to Hougang Stadium. Then I was just sitting there watching the match. Then I heard Hougang Hools, the chanting. Then I decided to just sit closer to them.
Wow.
Just hear what the enthusiasm and experience. What is it? So why not? Then slowly but surely just join them. Then gain the experience.
Shaf, for you?
Yeah, for me, I heard about this Hougang United ever since the club is established in 2011. But I started support Hougang in 2013, so it's been 10 years.
Wow.
For sport, yeah. But at that time I was very shy. Back in 2015, I decided to sit with the Hougang Hools just to get that bit of more match experience. So I decided on that year later, I decided to join the Hools because it feels special. And I'm also staying in Hougang for ever since I was born, really. So yeah, it's because Hougang United for me, because I live in Hougang, it's like more like an identity for me.
An identity.
Yes.
All right, guys. We're talking about the Singapore Cup. Hougang are defending champions. Going into this tournament, there's also AFC Cup that you guys are taking part in. So, what do you think of Hougang's chances for both the AFC Cup and the Singapore Cup?
To me, realistically, Hougang AFC Cup, they might show like just like last year in the AFC Cup, a step better. And for me, Singapore Cup, to me, although their performances is not as good as this season, I believe they will get out of the group stage. Realistically, looking at the group, to me.
Shaf, for yourself?
Okay.
Can they win the Singapore Cup?
Okay. So for Singapore Cup, I think we have a chance because let's face it, we are lucky to be in the Group B, only 4 teams. So I think we can get off the good stage and then maybe repeat of what we achieved last season. So I remember last season when we first won the Singapore Cup, I actually cried.
Wow,
cried.
so emotional.
It's emotional, especially when, of course, I live in Hougang and support this club for 10 years. So I was like, when the final whistle blew, I started to cry. And yes, it's very emotional, and it was a great experience as a Hougang fan. Yeah.
Fantastic, guys.
To add on, because last year's cup final, I never expected they met out of the group stage. When they reached the semi-final, the second leg, and at Hougang Stadium, when they scored the last goal, right, I totally sit on my stand at my seat, stunned, and just tears of joy just drip out of my eyes. I just never surprised. It's a milestone. It's the first time after so long, since I first started supporting Hougang, this is our first major trophy.
Fantastic, you know,
Never
the
had it.
passion,
The passion.
the passion that you guys have. I think definitely one of the more passionate local football fan groups, and continue to do what you guys do. It's so nice to see the passion every time I see you all at the games. Always cheering, you all never stop, which is fantastic. So with that said, I just want to get you guys to give a message to all the Singapore fans out there, maybe to come and support Hougang, or if they want to come and join you, how can they do that? Maybe,
Okay, if you want to support Hougang, just feel free to come to our home matches at John Bersah Stadium. Just don't need to join us immediately. Just sit by the side, just experience it. If you stay within your hometown, you just the other SPL clubs, right, you just go and join them. It's okay. Nearest to your house. Just create an identity for yourself. That's my message to them.
Yeah, same thing. Just come down to the games and just sit with us. And if can, just try to when we sing, just sing along. So it'll be more fun. Trust me. Yes.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Shaf, as well as Martin. You know, you guys are a fantastic representation, together with Murph, you know, as well as Sal early on as well, and the rest of the Hougang Hools. Fantastic representation of Singapore football and the local football scene. So thank you for supporting local football, and good luck to Hougang for the rest of the season and Singapore Cup as well.
Thank you very much.
I'm Ash from Footballita, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of SPL Social. Take care, guys.